There you go.
All right, guys. Sorry about that here on Soccer Talk. Just wanted to get into the most recent Jägermeister Cup match
Right.
that they got to play as they tried to extend their winning streak, or their unbeaten streak, I should say, to 9 matches. Just wanted to point out a few things in the starting lineup here, with Jessen van der Pluim getting his first start in a couple of months, since May 17th. This is a really critical player for their in their inaugural season. Really set the pace in that center of the park as they kind of transitioned from attack to defense. But yeah, always going to be a tall task in this one to go through as the wild card team. But it was really interesting to see some of these squad players kind of get their chance to impress, the new manager and make the case for them to, get more minutes.
Yeah, and like we were saying, in case you didn't hear us, obviously some key familiar faces were either left at home or were on the bench for this one. And really, that's what you want to get out of this game. There was no way, really. I mean, it was going to take a miracle to advance, right, in the Jägermeister. So really, here was an opportunity to keep that unbeaten feel moving forward, but also to give some of these other guys a chance to get some playing time out there, because when we get into the playoffs, obviously depth could become an issue and things like that. So you just make sure everybody's ready to go, and this was a great opportunity. We mentioned Haugley, Johnson, Zaracostas all sitting on the bench. You mentioned Tequila didn't even make the trip to Georgia.
Right.
So you get some guys in there, give them a chance to work it, and it was just great to see that even with this lineup, with some changes made, some big changes made, these guys were still able to come away with a W.
Exactly, and if it was a game that didn't maybe matter as much as the other one, no one told Captain Jordan Skelton, as we see here in the 18th minute, he gets on the end of this Gio Calixto corner kick and just slots it home for his second goal of the season.
This team's been great on set plays.
Exactly, and it just really seems like it seems like it's kind of taken another step under in the short time that Angelo or the interim managers come in, Ilya Illich, excuse me. And it's great to see, the captain, captain's contribution, kind of lead by example out from the back here, set the tone early. Illich has made, a big emphasis on being able to get out of the blocks fast, and we really saw that in this game with, some of these players really fighting for some more minutes. And it really was an aggressive, fast-paced half with a lot of chances, back and forth. We saw Johan Garibay minding the net once again and playing a critical role in Knoxville getting his 3
Whenever
points.
he's been called upon this year, he has stepped up. That is for sure, and that's great to see as well. So again, Knox got on the board early in this game, kind of set the tone, if you will, and from there, obviously, like you said, there was a lot of action, a lot of up and down in this one. But anytime you can come away with a victory, especially on the road in this league, because there's a lot of parity in this league,
right?
It's always huge.
Exactly. I think one of the biggest, early departures we've kind of seen under the interim manager, it just seems like a little bit more direct, a little bit more end-to-end. And we saw that in this kind of quick flurry of chances here around the 31st minute. We see Angelo Kelly get fouled here. Richard Ballard picks up this one on the edge of the box and uncorks one that gets saved. Richard Ballard has kind of been one that has kind of not gotten a ton of opportunities, but then we see another great chance just a couple minutes later. Castro kind of spins, leaves his defender in the dust, and this low hard shot to the low corner there is saved brilliantly. So it just seems like an emphasis from the coaching staff seems to be once you're into that final third, even if it's maybe a low XG chance, as they might say, or a difficult angle, that's something that they want them to take on, keep the defense honest, don't let them drop back and kind of pack that 18-yard box. And it seems to have been so far in the 3 games under Illich seems like the offense really has been more effective.
Yeah, well, and I just remember, even from the younger years when my shin guards were probably bigger than my shins, those days, the coach always said, you get that opportunity, whether you're at the 18-yard line or what have you, pop it in there. You never know what's going to happen. That ball sometimes is like a pinball machine. The keeper may not get his hands on it, may try to punch it away, something may happen. You just never know. You can't score unless you don't shoot, right? And
That's
obviously,
right.
You see now with Illich too, and we talked about this last time, how our back line seems to be pushing up more. Once we get that ball deep, we're wanting to keep it there, and the guys have been doing a good job. It does open up for counterattacks.
Sure.
But right now, it seems like they've been able to adjust and handle that pretty smoothly for the most part.
Exactly. We saw Richard Ballard there with one of those nice chances. And while, yes, has been a squad player for most of this time, but it does really seem like he is a really, competent option off the bench. Great one-on-one dribbler. So a great option to, kind of give you a different look on the sidelines, kind of on that attacking, cutting in. Really, I would say the only person in that kind of similar sort of vein is a Zaracostas or a Gio Calixtro, players that like to run at players one-on-one. So it's going to be interesting to see if they, continue to utilize Ballard as kind of, that super sub that could potentially run an entire back line. Another player kind of in that similar vein as well is Kingsford Ajay, who has been, kind of in and out of the lineup throughout this season so far. Nice, creator with the ball, able to kind of hold up players, get other players involved. He was playing against his former team here against Tormenta, and we see him almost get on the board here. A nice little combination here with Rudy Castro. We see that direct play continue to, foment, and a really nice save once again by the Tormenta keeper. But, those are the pockets of space where you're really going to see a player like Kingsford Ajay succeed. And that's another player that I think that they are hoping to maybe get some, goal contributions here or there to kind of, continue to augment that attack.
I think, if you're a coach and you're seeing that and you're seeing they're generating those type of opportunities, which is a great chance there, the ball's going to eventually start finding the back of the net for you. The key is being able to connect on those give and goes or what have you. And obviously they've been able to do that. And again, he's getting those good looks. I just like watching him play or run up and down the field. I don't know what it's like to be a defender to have him run into you. That's a big guy.
Exactly.
I mean, he is all muscle, and I enjoy watching this guy play. But again, some of these are going to start falling for him. That is for sure. But it's just nice to see the team being able to work that way, kind of as one, not just one person taking the ball, but kind of doing those give and goes near the 18 there.
Exactly. That's the biggest difference from the first 50 games or so in the professional level for this team. It's been it really was a very risk averse attack. Limiting opportunities for the other team to kind of catch them out going the other way, but it kind of, I think, made it more difficult for those attacking players up front. We talked about Johan Garibay a little bit. He did make one crucial save at the end here to preserve this one, and it just goes to show the depth that this team has really at all three, levels, all three levels of, attack, midfield,
sure. Back on defense back there, but then they have the guy back minding the store. As Ken Weathers goes by, I'll do a demonstration on the shoulder. But you got a goalkeeper back there that you don't have to worry about.
Right.
This guy's going to get it done. If it gets past us, he's going to be there. Boy, the confidence factor for your back line, for your midfield, even for your attack, because really many times that attack will start with the keeper.
That's
right. Quickly ball here. Pop it over to this side, what have you. So, sometimes people don't give enough credit to the keeper sometimes.
Yeah, the ball playing ability is so important in the modern game. And just the way the relationship with the Jordan Skelton, with the Danny Fernandez, really the two ball playing center backs in that defense. So that was the end of the inaugural USL Jägermeister Cup campaign for Knoxville. As we scroll down here to Group 2, they really were in the most competitive group of these three in this inaugural edition, with Madison and Lexington also, in that 14, 15, 16 points. Knoxville finished on 15 points. Charlotte's going through with Group 1 only on 14 points. Sure. And it just goes to show, the parity that we talk about in this league. And, it seems like just what we've heard from the league, some of the players involved, that this new competition, it really has kind of been a shot in the arm in the USL League One season. It's a long season, 7-8 months just to get these, games in here that, more games that matter, knockout potential matches, I think is only going to be a benefit to these teams and to the fans.
Oh, I think without question. And when you go back and look at our record there, 3 wins, 2 draws. My goodness, you really can't complain. You would have liked to advance, but still a great showing for this first time around. And I think what's going to be exciting even next year, and we've talked about it, they're going to include the USL Championship teams as well. So we're going to broaden the horizon here. We're going to broaden the field, if you will, for this tournament. It'll be interesting to see how this plays and who we get to match up with and who we'll see, and just kind of makes it even more exciting.
Exactly. Could see some new faces coming in, regionally, since seems like they want to promote, regional competition.
I'm still not crazy about the goal thing, though.
Right.
I understand you're trying to generate more goals. I get that, because that's the fans want to see more scoring, right?
Absolutely. But it's counterintuitive.
I hate the fact that we had 3 wins and 2 draws, and we're on the outside looking in. And where our goal differential was, we really weren't even going to be a factor unless we had a gift from above. So I don't know. I'm still at the lunch on that one. It'll be interesting to see if they tweak some of the who gets in, who doesn't.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if they do tweak the format a little bit. It does seem a little counterintuitive to,
I get where they're going.
Make results secondary,
Yeah.
which, is not the case really in any other competition that we see at the professional level. So with the Jägermeister Cup campaign at the end, we kind of turn to the final 8-9 matches of this USL League One season. Knoxville, like I said, 9 games in a row unbeaten between those two competitions, sitting in a good spot in 4th place here on 14 matches played. Some of the other teams have already played 15. Big matchup this weekend with Charlotte coming to town, currently sitting in 1st place. They tweaked if you didn't hear, the kickoff time for this one moved up a little bit, 4:30. So you get, for One Knox and Vol fans, you can catch this game at 4:30. Maybe jaunt on over to Fieldhouse Social or something,
Wherever
catch the
you
Vols
the
game.
Yeah. Of course, it'll be right here on WATE.
That's right. And great to see a really huge game for the Vols this early in the season. So a great time for be a sports fan here in Knoxville.
But this might be a great time for One Knox to catch Charlotte. Like you said, we've gone a long time without losing a game. We're playing good soccer. We've seen moments where we've been able to score multiple goals in the game, and then we have others where it's just one. But this may be a good time for us to catch Charlotte coming in here, and maybe at least, if anything, come away with a point, if not hopefully all 3. Exactly.
This is a Charlotte team that went into their final USL Jägermeister Cup match in a game that they had to win. So they did qualify for the knockout. So you could see, I imagine they expended a lot of emotional and physical capital to secure that knockout place.
Maybe a good time.
So they could potentially come out flat in this one and present an opportunity to One Knox. Before we wrap it up here, we just wanted to talk about a little bit of some big news out of the world of American soccer, with really one of the faces of modern American soccer announcing that she will retire at the end of this season. Alex Morgan, really synonymous with the gold standard that has been the U.S. women's national team over this 15-plus years, 123 goals, 2 World Cups, gold medalist at the Olympics, and when you can't tell the story of American women's soccer over these last 15 years without talking about Alex Morgan.
She has her own chapter, that is for sure. And it's going to be weird not seeing her out there. Of course, we didn't see her out there just recently because I don't think she was a handful of players that were left out of the Olympic squad. If I'm not mistaken, she was not pulled up for the Olympics.
It's a tight squad. 18 players only get to go to the Olympics, so she was on the wrong end of that one. But this is still an effective player in NWSL, so she probably could have kept going if she had chosen. But it's going to be interesting to see her next chapter. We've seen this women's national team kind of go into this new era with a new exciting young generation, especially that attacking front 3. So it's going to be, like you said, it's going to be weird to see this team without one of the faces of American soccer there, but
that's part of sport. I remember after we won our first World Cup, the women, and then as they started to phase out, it was like, well, who are these new people? But then, that's the great thing right now, especially on the women's side of things. There's so much talent.
Yeah, next woman up mentality.
Exactly, and so I'm excited to see where we go next. But it is going to be a little bit of a transition, at least for those of us watching, not seeing some of those familiar names, but. Like I said, it's deep on the women's side, the talent pool. So hopefully they'll just kind of keep rolling along. And I don't think she's going to disappear. I think we'll see her around, whether it's with assisting, coaching, or even just broadcasting. She's going to be out there.
Yeah, on and off the field, she was always really at the forefront of the conversation about the game in this country. The fight for equal pay. So I imagine we're going to see a lot more of Alex Morgan in the future. We'll wrap this one up here. Like we said, Knoxville taking on Charlotte on Saturday, 4:30 p.m. at Regal Soccer Stadium. We'll break that one down and a lot more next week. So we'll see you guys then.
Bye.